Welcome to a special edition of Gaming Buzz. We are going to be discussing a highly controversial topic. Today, I am here to discuss the ever-raging debate among video gamers: are video game trailers accurately representative of the actual product? With the rise of gaming conventions, digital downloads, and streaming platforms, trailers have become a prominent way of announcing games and getting the gaming community excited. However, the gaming industry is not exempt from the concept of buyer beware. Unfortunately, many of the game trailers we have seen have turned out to be far from what we expected, with graphical downgrades, misleading game mechanics, and other misrepresentations. But this is not to say that all game trailers are inherently deceitful. With caution and the right knowledge, gamers can identify discrepancies in the trailers before committing to a title. There are a number of telltale signs that indicate a game may be different than what is depicted. For instance, gamers should look out for footage of levels or features that are not included in the game. Additionally, they should pay attention to the game's advertising messages and the details they include. A trailer's visuals may be deceiving, so it is important to read up on the game itself to understand the differences. The gaming industry is no stranger to controversy, and this time could be the biggest one yet. Now, it's important to know that this issue is still in its infancy and no conclusion has been made yet. So, to get a better understanding of this complex issue, we are putting it to a panel of gaming experts. Our topic today consists of video game developers, video game bloggers, and video game industry analysts will be sharing my opinions on this heated discussion. I think that in 2023, we will start to see the effects of these fraudulent campaigns in the short and long term. From frustrated gamers and fans, to game studios having to bear the financial and legal costs of these deceptive practices. Today, I'm kicking off my series on the overhyped game, The Day Before, and I have no idea where to start. That's why I decided to start by introducing new gameplay trailer and talking about some of the things about the official gameplay quote leading up to the day before gameplay. The day before, 10 minutes of gameplay utterly disappointing, what a joke. I've never seen a video game preview so utterly pointless. They showed us just the tiniest little glimpse into what the gameplay looks like, but absolutely nothing else. No plot points, no character development, no new weapons or skills revealed. It was just 10 minutes of moderate excitement followed by massive disappointment. At least now I know for sure that this game won't be making its way Steam ever again. The Day Before, 10 minutes of Waifu Simulator 2023, is an experience you won't soon forget. It's like taking a stroll through the world of harem anime, but with your own unique spin. You'll get to interact with a variety of waifus, from the cute and cuddly to the fiercely independent and absolutely delightful. Just don't let yourself be fooled by its simplicity. This game will give you plenty of thrills and surprises along the way, though personally I'm relieved there aren't any robots or apocalyptic plots involved. So if you're looking for a chill yet wonderfully detailed experience, don't look any further than Waifu Simulator 2023. It's sure to keep you entertained for days on end. To provide a bit of background, I've been a fan of The Day Before for some time now, but I've never ventured into creating a video featuring depth details on it until now. So naturally, I'm a bit hesitant, but more than excited to take on this task. First, I did my research to familiarize myself with the game structure and main objectives. This helps me how the game developed with fake assets and false information, leading all the community to believe this game is a real deal. Not just as a regular gamer myself, but with the perspective of a YouTuber as well. So I can include things like favorite parts and detailed descriptions of what this fake game is throughout its amazing gameplay teaser. On top of that, I'm also prepping some key information here, to see what my viewers wants to watch on my channel. That includes doing research on other popular episodes on the same game and trying to base my videos off of it, while also adding my own spin to it. I'm also noting some basic tips and tricks I can use to make my videos look more interesting and informative as possible. Finally, I'm also keeping an eye out for any updates or other videos that could help me create my own unique content. This helps me understand the trend and contributes to the overall look and feel of my series. This video will clear everything up for you. The Day Before the reveal came as a shock to industry observers, as Fantastic is renowned for their work on Dead Dozen, which never saw the light of day outside of Steam Early Access, the mobile adventure game Radiant 1, and the survival game The Wild 8. On the other hand, MyTorna has primarily released free-to-play mobile titles. Okay, after their last delay being the trademark still ongoing, I think. But now the story has taken to the next level. Today, we are watching the latest and updated gameplay reveal of the ambitious open-world survival MMORPG, which is now set to release in November 2023. Even with no knowledge of any previous game development, Fantastics have managed to create something truly remarkable with this new 10 minutes gameplay reveal trailer today. The announcement trailer for the day before is more substantial than most, clocking in at nearly 5 minutes and featuring a substantial amount of gameplay. This trailer was the source of much of the initial hype for the game, though some YouTube commenters expressed skepticism about the quality and scripted nature of the end product, questioning whether it was too good to be true. Nevertheless, the trailer provided tantalizing glimpses of what could be in store. I would also add that in my opinion, this game will never reach the stage that the first trailer revealed, and the experience with the game would likely be more negative than expected. And also I want to show you guys this video side by side how they both are similar to each other. This game is heavily inspired by the Division series and the Last of Us series, and some survival elements have been included. When it comes to the base mechanics of Division 1 and 2 in 2023, there are some major differences that have been introduced. As technology has advanced over the years, so have the mechanics for the two divisions. In Division 1, players have access to higher frame rates and more interactive environments, allowing for more precise play and a greater sense of immersion. Division 2, however, utilizes newer graphical models and a smoother learning curve, giving players more control and a better feel of the game. In addition to the graphical changes, the control and physics systems have been significantly improved in 2023. Division 1 players now have access to more accurate and realistic control options, while Division 2 offers a comfortable learning curve and improved physics. As a result, actions such as shooting and reloading are a lot more effective in Division 1 than in previous iterations. Moreover, the inclusion of more game modes has been a major development. While both divisions had the traditional third-person shooter game types, Division 2 now offers open-world and battle royale options. These game modes provide players with new opportunities to explore and experience the game from different perspectives. In conclusion, Division 1 and 2 offer completely different base mechanics compared to previous iterations of the game. Today, gamers get access to smoother learning curves, as well as realistic physics and new game modes. All these changes provide an exciting and constantly evolving gaming experience. It's been almost 2 decades since the dawn of gaming. The industry has come a long way since then, with the massive success of titles such as Fortnite and Minecraft. However, the process of making video games is not without its challenges. In this video, I will explore the issues game developers face in 2023 and why game development has still not found a solution. Creating a successful game is no easy feat, requiring a tremendous amount of planning, creativity, and technical skill. It can take months or even years for a development team to craft a story, design characters, and develop complex gameplay that must be integrated seamlessly into the game. Not only must the team consider the creative aspects of the game, but also the financial side, often leading to compromises and cutting corners. To protect their reputation, developers often announce their game as early as possible to build hype and deter fraud. Unfortunately, this can lead to gamers feeling scammed and disappointed after they purchase the product, as developers may exaggerate the game's capabilities in the early stages. Additionally, some unscrupulous developers may use tactics like false advertising and misleading descriptions to dupe unsuspecting gamers. To ensure a positive user experience, gamers should always do their research before purchasing a game. Read reviews, talk to friends who have played the game, and watch streaming services for slick promotions and compelling gameplays that accurately reflect the product. By taking the time to do their research, gamers can avoid being scammed and ensure they get the most out of their gaming experience. Making video games is an incredibly complex process that requires a lot of dedication and hard work. It's also a very lucrative industry, and with more and more video games releasing each year, creating a game that stands out from the rest is a daunting task. In this video, I will discuss the various challenges of game development in 2023 and why it is so difficult to make a successful game. Video games have been around since the 1970s and have undergone a remarkable transformation in the decades since their inception. In modern times, video games have become incredibly complex and require the expertise of multiple developers and designers to create them. Crafting a successful game often involves intricate coding and programming, as well as an eye for design and art. The cost of these resources, coupled with the extensive time needed to develop and refine the game, makes this process incredibly difficult and challenging. Fortunately, there are many tools available for aspiring game developers to use in the creation process. These tools range from basic graphics creation software to more complex gaming engines, drastically reducing the cost and amount of time needed to make a game. However, due to the increased competition in the industry, game developers must be more creative and innovative in order to make a successful game. Crafting a game that stands out from the crowd requires a high degree of skill and creativity, as well as a solid understanding of the industry and the current trends. Additionally, there is also a great deal of financial risk associated with the game developing process. Piracy is a major issue for game developers. In 2023, piracy is at an all-time high, making it increasingly difficult for game developers to make a profit from their work. This problem has been around for decades, but the prevalence of piracy has grown exponentially in recent years. Money is also a major factor in game development. With big-budget games costing millions of dollars to create, the financial risks associated with game development are becoming increasingly apparent. Developers must be judicious with their money in order to ensure they get a return on their investments. Time is a major challenge in game development, as it can take a long time to create a game with no guarantee of success. Developers must be prepared to manage their expectations and accept potential failure. Technology is also a major factor in game development in 2023, as the technology needed to create a reality game is much more advanced than that used for traditional games, making it difficult to create unique and innovative experiences. From piracy to money woes, game developers must stay vigilant to ensure the success of their projects. However, the graphics, communication between players, voice acting, views from NYC, and open world of the game are all amazing. The concept is great, but the enemy's aim is too perfect and they are bullet sponges. The customization has been top-notch, and a lot of effort has been put into creating this masterpiece from scratch. The AI, progression, and different in-game activities are all in the right place, but the UI HUD looks like it's from the 2000s with no item description or lack of details. The environment is gorgeous with a day and night cycle and random weather conditions. The Day Before is the biggest scam game in 2023, from its deceptive visuals to its absolute lack of content. The Day Before is a scam game that players should avoid at all costs. It's become so notorious for its total lack of value that prominent gaming communities have dubbed it the modern-day mobile game, referring to the famously shady title. Boasting an impressive list of features and promoting itself as a survival game complete with crafting, base building, scavenging, and zombie hordes, nothing could be further from reality. Players quickly discover the game has few core mechanics, nil loot sources and empty towns that exist solely to waste players' time. That's all what I have to say about this game for now. Keep an eye out for the long-awaited gameplay launch coming up soon. You won't want to miss it. Absolutely never going to release, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching and see you next time.